Today's book review is on The Book of Tomorrow by Cecilia Ahern, and I quite enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. The Book of Tomorrow is about a 16-year-old girl, not a 35-year-old woman with a husband and children. I don't know why I thought that before I started reading it, but up until reading this and reading that the main character was 16, I thought she was like 35 or something with a family. I don't know why I thought that, but that is what I thought. So it's about a 16-year-old girl named Tamara whose father just died, and her mother have to move to a small country town with her family, and they're super weird, and she's not at all impressed about it whatsoever. A traveling library with a cute boy comes to town, and Tamara ends up taking one book that she just thinks is really cool looking, and it has a lock on it, and when she finally gets it open, she realizes that it's a journal, and before she gets a chance to write in it, she sees that it's actually being written in already on its own in her handwriting from the next day. So she can find out what's gonna happen. If she doesn't like it, she tries to change it. That is, however, not, I feel like, in my opinion, the main plot of the story. It is about her coming to terms with her dad dying and what kind of person she is. She's a very incredibly bitter girl. She is just rude and self-absorbed and bitter about everything. She never has anything good to say, and she knows it. And she just kind of, like, I don't know, I guess kind of starts to realize these things. It's about her trying to deal with her living in this crap town that she hates and has nothing to do in, and it's more than just this journal that tells the future. There's a lot deeper stuff going on in the story, and there's also some mystery type stuff happening in the house with the family that she's living with, and she tries to figure out what all that's about. There's a lot of stuff going on with her mom. She's incredibly depressed. She's not functioning the way that she should be, and she's trying to kind of figure out what's happening there and get her better. There's a lot of really deep stuff in this book. And I would say that this is definitely a character-driven story. It has very, very strong characters, and they all felt incredibly real to me. I didn't really like Tamara because of how bitter she was, but she was very real. She was a very real person when I was reading her, and she was portrayed very well. And all of the characters, even the smaller characters that you didn't get to see a lot of, still seemed very real. The way they were described, the way they spoke. It was just very well done. The whole thing was really, really well done, and I really enjoyed it. It took me a little bit to get into it. It's weird though, because I enjoyed the writing. I just didn't like that in the beginning she seemed to be talking about a lot of stuff that seemed very unimportant to me and I didn't care about, but I liked the writing and I kept reading it. I started to get more interested in the story and in the characters, and I read it pretty quickly. I think I read it in like 4 sittings or something, so I read like a quarter of it at a time basically, I guess, but it was really good. Pretty much the only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars, I'm only giving it 4, is because it was good, it was really good, it was really well done, but I wasn't in love with it the same way I'm in love with some other books. I can definitely see why other people would be in love with it because of how strong the characters are and how deep the story goes. I also didn't like the way everything kind of came together at the end. It really disappointed me a lot. That's not saying that you won't like it though, because my friend read it just before me and she liked the ending. So it doesn't mean that you won't like it. I feel like I can't talk about a book without mentioning these things. I was really intrigued and interested to see how everything was going to turn out, and it was just a lot of, I don't even know, it was too much. It was ridiculous. For me, it was. But even just saying that my friend didn't think it was ridiculous, and she was happy with all the answers that you got out of it, so I just kind of want to point that out, that clearly not everyone feels the way that I feel, so I don't want you to like decide not to pick it up just because I didn't like the ending, because maybe you would like the ending. But I did not. I don't really have anything else to say about it. It was good. It was a good book. Yeah, you should read it. To a small country town somewhere in Ireland. You have to move to a small, and tries to, why am I sucking at this?